This is amazing story. Once there was a saint who traveled from village to village, town to town, spreading wisdom and giving sermons. The saint didn't have a permanent home. He didn't own a hut and ashram or even a fixed place to rest. Often he thought, if only I had a small place, a hut and ashram, I wouldn't need to wander so much. I could stay in one place and focus on my teachings. One day someone told the saint about a king. This king was known far and wide for his generosity. They said, whatever you ask from him, he gives without hesitation. Many stories of his kindness are famous. With hope in his heart, the saint decided to visit the king. Perhaps he will give me a small piece of land to build my ashram, he thought. When the saint arrived at the palace, he saw a long line of people waiting. The king was fulfilling everyone's wishes, big and small. Finally, it was the saint's turn. The king greeted him warmly and asked, respected saint, what can I do for you? The saint humbly replied, your majesty, I need a small piece of land to build a hut where I can live and share my teachings. The king smiled and asked a simple question that changed everything. How much land do you need? The saint hesitated. He began calculating in his mind. 1 acre should be enough, but wait, the king is generous. Maybe I should ask for 2 acres or even 5. No, if I'm building an ashram, why not ask for 10 acres? Yes, 10 would be perfect. Lost in thought, he didn't answer immediately. The king noticed his hesitation and said, saint, let me make it easy for you. Walk in any direction you choose, wherever you stop. Before sunset, all the land you cover will be yours, but there's one condition: you must return to me before the sun sets. If you don't, you will lose everything. The saint was overjoyed. What a generous king. Thought without wasting a moment. He began walking. At first he walked at a steady pace, covering a good amount of land, but soon greed crept in. If I walk faster, I'll get more land. He thought so. He started running. The king, seeing this, sent 2 horsemen to follow the saint with water and ensure his safety. As the saint ran through forests and fields, the horsemen called out, saint, take a break, have some water. But the saint refused. No time to stop. I must cover more ground. The sun climbed higher and the heat grew intense, but the saint didn't slow down. He came across a beautiful lake and thought, this lake should be part of my ashram. So he ran around the lake too. Included in his claim time was slipping away. The sun began its descent. The saint realized he needed to turn to the king before sunset. Exhausted but determined, he turned back and ran as fast as he could. Finally, just as the sun was about to set, the saint reached the palace and fell at the king's feet. But the effort had taken its toll. He collapsed and breathed his last. The king shook his head sadly and said, this land, it wasn't worth your life. This isn't just a saint story. It's the story of so many of us. We're constantly running, chasing more money, more success, more possessions. We forget that life isn't just about running. It's about living. This story reminds us of the dangers of endless greed and desire. Learn to pause, learn to be content. Life is too short to waste in a race you can never win. The story teaches a profound lesson about the dangers of greed and the relentless pursuit of more in life. We often become so consumed by the desire for greater wealth, success, or possessions that we lose sight of what truly matters. The saint's tragic end reminds us that no amount of material gain is worth sacrificing our health, peace of mind, or life itself. Just as the saint kept running, thinking that a little more land would satisfy him, many of us believe that achieving one more goal or acquiring one more possession will finally make us happy. But the truth is, unchecked desire only leads to exhaustion and unhappiness. Life is not a race to accumulate as much as we can. It is a journey meant to be cherished and lived with gratitude and balance. The key to true happiness lies in contentment, understanding our needs versus our wants, and recognizing that material things can never fill the void of inner peace. The story urges us to Slow down, reflect, and focus on living a meaningful life rather than chasing after fleeting gains that ultimately hold no real value.